What's up, YouTube? No, I'm playing. All right, what's up, y'all? 2026, the big 26, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm first off, I want to apologize. I pulled a big Evo QC. I didn't post anything in like, whew, it's been a little minute. It's been a little minute. So, yeah, I just want to apologize to y'all for pulling an Evo QC. Hopefully, you guys have been doing good. Hopefully, you guys have been keeping up with your New Year's resolutions if you had any. I know I didn't really have any specifically, just to continue to be consistent in the gym. Actually, I think uploading more was one of my New Year's resolutions. That don't matter. But to be more consistent in the gym and to just be more aggressive towards my goals. And I kind of have been. I got a story for y'all today, and this is gonna be something that I hope you can take away and apply it to your life. But we're gonna get right into it. So, long story short, a couple weeks ago, I decided that I was just going to pick up a bunch of shifts at my job and kind of just like work for something. Just work for something to prove that I could do it. At times, I feel like I get lazy and complacent at work, and to get over that, I decided on the way to the gym when I was carpooling with a friend that I was just going to pick up a bunch of shifts and I was just going to make a bunch of money and get something with that as a reward. So if you hear that dog in the background, sorry, his nails are clanking all over the floor. But yeah, so I pick up all these shifts and oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. So let me tell you how this started. So I'm on the way to the gym one day, and I'm not a big watch guy. I know that sounds like way left field, but it's not. Just listen. I'm not a big watch guy, but there has been one watch that I was actually interested in getting. But newsflash, it was like a luxury watch, and I'm not like the Pagani and all that, like Rolex, I don't care. I could really care less for them, right? I'm not a flashy person. I like my stuff to be subtle. And the only reason that this particular quote unquote luxury watch interested me was because of the story behind it. If you don't know which watch I'm talking about the Omega Speedmaster. And that's the watch that they wore to the moon, right? Now, I'm really big on space. Like, I'm not the biggest space nerd. Like, I don't have a telescope and stuff like that, though I wish I did. It's just that due to where I live, the light pollution, it really wouldn't be like a good investment. Like, I really wouldn't be able to see much. To my knowledge, I haven't done extensive research on what I could see in my area, but to my knowledge, a telescope would not be a good investment. But I do find space interesting. When I was growing up, still am growing up, but one of my dreams was to like be an astronaut. That's no longer a dream of mine, an active dream of mine, but I'm still fascinated by space. I still like space. I still find space very interesting to learn about. But yeah, and the moon landing, I don't know what your feelings or thoughts on the moon landing are, but I believe that it was very real. I believe in the moon landing. Some people don't. Some people think it was made in a studio, I don't know, in a Reese's studio or something like that. I don't know. But not everybody believes in it. I do. But I like space. And yeah. So, okay, to gather my thoughts again. So, yeah. So I'm on the way to the gym with my friend, and I'm like, you know what? I low-key wouldn't mind working to get this, right? I don't have the best paying job. well, it pays well for me, but it's not the best, like it's not the best paying job, right? It keeps me afloat, it treats me well, but it's not the best thing on the market, right? I'm definitely not making a ton of money, so I'm still gonna have to put work. It's not a purchase that I'd be able to get with one paycheck. Like, it'd probably be multiple paychecks. Well, that depends. Okay, I'm getting carried away. But bottom line is that I'll probably have to put some work behind getting this, object, right? And at the initial time, the reasoning behind it wasn't necessarily just for the watch. It was for more or less the story behind it, right? Again, I'm fascinated with the origin behind the watch. Oh, it's the first watch worn on the moon. But I also wanted something that I could like look down at and say, hey, I worked for, right? I believe in treating yourself, for lack of better terms. Like, don't overdo it. Don't go on a vacation every couple of months just for the sake of like, I'm doing this for myself. But I believe it's very important, especially when you're not where you want to be. I won't say where you're supposed to be, right? Because there's levels of where you're supposed to be. But where you're not at your final destination, it can be very important to just treat yourself, to recognize the effort and work that you put in to get where you are, right? It might not be your final stepping place, but it still took you some hard work to get there. And that's kind of where I am right now, because I have other goals and ambitions that will require me to go further and push myself harder. But I'm just not there right now. I'll say intermediate, not an intermediate, like I'm in a intermission, middle period where I'm just not right where I want to be, but I am still doing a middle area right now where I'm not right necessarily where I want to be, or where I see my final stepping place is, but I'm still moving. I still put some work in, and so I still want to treat myself, because whenever it is time to take that next step, I'm gonna have to lock in. And it's always nice to have something tangible to show like you that, hey, if you put the work in, you can get it. So yeah, I decided to myself like, hey, I am going to work my butt off for this watch, right? And so I pick up all these shifts like sporadically. I tell my management, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just work. And they're like, okay, great, great, perfect. So they pretty much accept it, and I'm just working my butt off. And for those of you on the East Coast, you know how the weather's been. So when I'm telling you that not only was I working so much more frequently than I had been, but I was also having to work in like the snowy conditions. It was a test of grit. It was a test of grit, because the first shift that I worked it didn't go horribly, but it did not go as smoothly as I would want it to, when you know you have to work a bunch after that, and then the first shift of that stretch of working, like that period of working, goes not the best. And so you're like, damn, I have to come back. Like, damn. Oh my gosh, what did I just get myself into? It was like that off rip. And on top of that, the weather, the snow, oh my goodness. I was on the way from home. The first true weekend of snow for where I am. and I literally spun out. Like my car literally spun out. And the only reason that I was able to gain traction is because my front left tire ran over the median, and the median like gave my my truck some traction so I could like straighten back up and drive home. Thank God I didn't hit anything. But yeah. Thank God I didn't hit anything, but I did like spin out. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And then on top of that, I had to go into work that evening, And so when I'm driving out of my neighborhood to go to work, like my tires are getting stuck. They're spinning in place because I drive a rear wheel drive truck. And they're just spinning in place, and I'm like, so I back up, I pull forward, and for majority of people, like I gotta pat myself on the back, because where I live at, we're not really used to like snow. Like we're not really used to, like I'm in like the upper south, so we're not really used to snow. So like majority of people would have just said I'm staying home, but I was like, nah. I told them, I'm a big person on word. I know that a lot of people say like your job doesn't really care about you, which they don't, right? The higher ups at your job, they really don't. So it's really not, it's disclaimer, if this even is a disclaimer, but it's not a good idea to put yourself in harm's way or put like your livelihood or whatever on the line for a job that would really, could replace you in a heartbeat. Or if they lost you, they'd be able to, like, it wouldn't really matter if they lost you. So don't do what I did, because I was like, I told them I'm gonna come in, because I was like motivated. I was like, I'm gonna get this done. So even with my tires and getting stuck in the snow and everything, I still figured out a way to get to work. Sorry. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And to skip ahead, so I made it through. Oh my gosh. And then, okay, hold up. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm sorry. So I got all the way to work, right? I got all the way to work in the snow. And then there's a ramp that you have to like go up to enter into the parking deck of my job, and my truck couldn't even get up there. I was like, there's no way I made it all the way up here just for me to not be able to get up. But thank God there's like 2 entrances, so I had to like waste a little bit more time to go up to the next entrance. It was crazy. I was like praying the entire way there. Like I was praying, singing gospel music the entire way there, because I was like, there's no way I make it here in my own strength. There's no way. But we made it. We made it. Shout out Toyota. Please sponsor me. But yeah, so that goes by, and then we reach all that I tough it out, I thug it out, I work through all the shifts, I do what I gotta do, I put my time in, and then time comes around for the pay period, for the paycheck. And I'm telling myself like, okay, if this paycheck's not enough, then I'm gonna pick up a bunch of hours on the second one, and then we're just gonna work, and then we're gonna make it enough, right? And so I get the paycheck, and my coworker told me, because I don't try to share too much of my business at work, but like with the coworkers that I do trust, like I'll be like, hey, like I'm trying to do this or do that, and she was like, the more you make, the more they're gonna take, right? And I was like, like I listened, but I didn't really understand like the gravity of it. It might have been because she was in a joking tone, but like I didn't really understand. Like she was like, yeah, your taxes are probably going to kill your check, which they did. And so when I'm at work, I'm at work that night, and I'm literally looking at my check, and I'm like, wow. Like I'm looking at my pay stub, and I'm looking at my check, and I'm like, wow. They neutered my shit. Like they literally like cut the balls out of my check, bro. I'm like, so I was perplexed. I was perplexed. Vocab word of the day. I was perplexed. And so I'm thinking to myself on the way walking to my car, because I left, because I was only there for a little bit, so I got to leave early. And I'm walking to my car, and I'm like, dang, I'm so discouraged. I'm so discouraged. I'm like, man, am I even gonna be able to do this? Am I even gonna be able to? So I'm beating myself up on the walk to the car, and as soon as I get in the car, hold up, gotta dismiss that. As soon as I get into my car, I kind of get reinvigorated. Like, I'm like, nah. I'm like, this is just a roadblock. If I'm determined enough, I can do this. If I'm determined enough, I can do this. 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 And so I re-hype myself up. I'm like, nothing. I just gotta work more days, and I'll be good. I'll be good. I just gotta work more days, and it was not that easy, needless to say, because though I did get like that brief sense of like, and like I was like, Lord, empower me to just be dedicated and to see this through. And though that worked briefly for like a day, the following days after that, I was like, is this really, am I doing this for the right reasons? Like, I don't know, me, I kind of get like I don't know what to call it, but like I kind of start to second guess myself because of my motives. Because if you remember, I initially said that this wasn't necessarily about the material item that I was gonna get from it, but it was about the fact that I was going to put my mind towards something and accomplish it, right? And somewhere down the line, I got more caught up on achieving that material item than acknowledging the actual work I put in. Because this was a long stretch, like this was a long period of working days. This was like way out of my comfort zone. Usually whenever I pick up extra, it's not much, but this was like way out of my comfort zone. A lot of my coworkers were like, what are you doing? Because I typically don't like pick up that much. But one of my coworkers thought that she was like, is everything okay? She thought something was going on at home, but I'm like, I can't tell you the real. Well, if that's how you feel, like I definitely can't tell you the real reason why I'm doing this, because you're gonna feel so stupid. But yeah. So a couple of days go by, and I begin to second guess my motives. Like I'm like, am I really doing this for the right reasons? So I'm not gonna lie, I prayed, and I was like, you know what? I was like, Lord, help me do this, help me get this, and if this isn't like the way you want me to go about this, then just let me know. Just let me know. And then next thing you know, I go to bed that night. Like I prayed before I went to bed. I go to bed that night, and then I wake up and I no longer want the thing that I set my mind out to get. And it's crazy because like I was so motivated. I told you guys, like I was so motivated, and then even after I got briefly discouraged, I got even more motivated to do it. But then I pray, I go to bed, and I wake up and I no longer want it. So then I started doing my research, because I'm like, I don't really care for this anymore. So I started doing my research because I still want to treat myself. And I end up landing on a different watch to get myself. That's also got like a space theme behind it. It's a Citizen Atessa satellite wave GPS, and this was the Japanese like sent a rocket around the moon or something like that, and they made it back, and then this watch kind of like is to commemorate that. So not the 1960 moon landing, but you know, still something around the moon, which is cool, and it looks amazing. And so here I am, I'm like, you know what, I think I'm gonna just get this. So I order it, and I'm talking to my friend. Like the day after I get it. I think it was the day after, the day of, and I'm driving to work, and I'm like, yeah, like it looks like I'm not gonna be able to get the thing that I initially set my sights on, so I decided to get something else. Because low key, it'll probably just, I'm not really feeling it like that, and it'll probably like put me in a bad financial situation, which it would. Not to say that I would be like, I'd just be in a poor situation because I have classes starting up soon, so I'd be fighting for my life, and I'd have to like be worrying more about money than I'd like to. And I'm like, yeah, so I got it, and it's supposed to come on this day, and I just don't know. Like, I'm like, part of me is like excited, but the other part of me feels like I wasn't able to accomplish it. Like, I wasn't able to accomplish like the goal that I set myself out for. And this is why you need to surround yourself by like individuals who have a good mind on their shoulders, right? Because he basically told me, like, he was like, hey, you know, you might not have gotten the initial thing, but you still put the work in, and that's something that, regardless of what the item is, you can't take away. You told yourself that you were going to pick up and you were going to work towards something, and you did. Did you get the outcome you initially wanted? No, but you're still walking away with something. And he was like, so whenever you get it, you gotta wear that as a badge of honor, because you did earn it and you did work for it. So enjoy it, like, enjoy it. You did it, like, don't undermine what you did. And that was just so thoughtful and nice of him to say at that time, because I really didn't need to hear that. And he was right. He was right. And I thank God that the situation didn't initially work out the way I wanted it to, because like I said, like, I would have been in like a pretty poor financial situation where I've had to like been a little bit more stingy with what I did with my money, because that would have set me back a little bit. I probably would have had to pull out from savings. But yeah, I love it. As soon as I got it in the mail and I put it on, I'm wearing it right now. As soon as I got it out the mail and I put it on, like, I've been in love with it. And there's a story behind it now. And what I did too was that I made it as a gift when I was ordering it off the website. And I said, in that gift, congratulations, you earned this. Congratulations on all your hard work. You earned this. And it was so surreal when I opened the package and I read the gift letter that I wrote to myself, because it made what my friend said about it being like a badge of honor and about me accomplishing what I set out to do regardless of the outcome. It made that statement like so much, I guess, heavier would be, for lack of better terms, I'd say heavier. And so yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and I love it. I love it. I literally have been wearing it every day. I've literally been wearing it every single day. And I guess in all, this is just to say that you might put your mind towards something and it might not initially work out the way you want it to, but as long as you're pushing towards something, as long as you're challenging yourself, as long as you're trying, that is going to always be better than someone who wishes and does nothing at all. Because, you know, we can wish for a lot of things, but unless we put 2 feet forward, nothing's gonna happen. So yeah, it was a pretty drawn out story, but I just want to get on here and talk to y'all about it because it's crazy. So like, whenever I give this watch away, which if I do give it, like, I won't give it away as in like sell it, but when I give it to, like, God willing, my future daughter or my future son, or, you know, when I'm on a date or something like that and they ask like, hey, so, and they ask me about my watch, I got a cool story behind it. I got a meaningful story behind it, and the thought of that alone is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, hope we will get more. I will hopefully I will be more consistent. I'll stop pulling an Evo QC and I'll get more videos out to you guys. I don't really know if this is like a story time or like a lesson. You take it how you want it. I'll probably title it as a story time for more clicks. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing good and y'all take it easy.
Enemy care package inbound.